Hello and welcome to the Christian Life Coach podcast. I am Shanna, your Christian life coach. We have been talking this month about rest and restoration going into the end of 2025 so that we can end 2025 rested and restored and ready and beginning 2026 with some with energy and ideally with some momentum. And last week, I talked about decluttering our lives, and we talked about decluttering your mind, decluttering your physical space, decluttering your calendar. And I went out for a walk the day after I recorded that episode. And it hit me that I completely left out a huge area in most of our lives, dare I say, probably all of our lives, especially since if you are hearing my voice, you're either watching on some type of you're watching on some digital platform, and or if you're listening to the podcast, you're listening obviously on a podcast platform. So I would say anybody within the sound of my voice, this could be something that um, would be very beneficial for you. And it is decluttering your digital world, going through and being very purposeful. And I haven't talked about it for quite a while, but one of the things that I definitely do, one of my soapboxes, if you will, is curating your feeds, curating your social media feeds. But it's even more than that. It goes beyond just social media. So today we are going to talk about decluttering our digital worlds, our phones, our email inbox, social feeds, podcasts, the music that we listen to, anything that's input into our lives. Because whether or not you realize it, whether or not you really pay attention to it, it is all having an impact on your life, the way that you think, the way that you feel, and the way that you show up. And so it's something that definitely needs attention because we're on our phones all the time. I am on my phone a lot more than I care to admit that I am. And also the nature of my work, podcasting, coaching, I spend a lot of time on Zoom. I spend a lot of time on my computer, on my phone. And it's just the way we get our information now. And so our online world is just part of our environment. And our environment affects our brains, how we feel, our energy levels, and how we feel determines, drives our actions. And oh man, boy, am I noticing this. The constant noise, it keeps our brain on high alert. It can lead to us feeling kind of unsettled, like, and it just, it's that picking up your phone and checking for notifications. That is kind of an unsettled spirit. And I remember for my kids, when they were teenagers and had phones, one of my big things was they were not allowed to have their phones in their rooms at night. Did they sneak it? Did things happen? Did I forget sometimes? Absolutely. But the whole purpose of that was because you need downtime. You need time when you're not on alert, ready, waiting for somebody to reach out, waiting for that notification to go off. And I talked to parents a lot when I was working as a high school counselor, and the kids that I talked to, the high school students, and none to my recollection disagreed with me. when we would talk about this, that when your phone is in your room at night, you do not sleep as well. You are always available, and you train yourself to be listening for those notifications. I have my phone in my room at night, and I like, even if it was ringing, I probably wouldn't hear it. And I'm not listening for it. And I have mine set so that I don't get notifications at night. But when we have our phones around us, we are on high alert. And so, parents, if you have kids at home with technology, I highly encourage you to take the technology out of their rooms at night. And that would include anything that has any kind of Wi-Fi capability. Just saying. Ask me how I know. And so that's one of the things, like, just having the phone raises our level of awareness and like, and that just like unsettledness. And so, and I'm not talking about like, I don't encourage anybody disconnect completely, because that would be dishonest of me. But you can curate how you use and how you engage with technology. The Bible verse that says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. We have input all the time, and we want to be intentional and deliberate about the input that we allow, because that is going to shape our thoughts. It's going to create how we feel. It's going to impact what we do and how we show up for ourselves, how we show up for other people. So let's get into it. Curating your social media. I'll tell you, I am a huge, huge, huge proponent. I encourage you, curate your social media. While you're scrolling through your social media, ask yourself, notice, pay attention. How do I feel? When you come across that one person's account, like, what is the feeling that you experience whenever you see that name of the account, whether it's a person or company or whatever? I don't know. Am I comparing myself to these people? And let me just say, when you're comparing yourself to somebody, and it's really, you're contrasting, you're not looking for the ways that you're similar, you're looking for the ways that you're different. Comparing is looking for the similar things. Contrasting is looking for the different things. We're not comparing, we're contrasting, but that's a whole other word thing. But either way, we're always, when we are contrasting ourselves to other people, we're always either setting ourselves above them or setting them above us. So somebody's losing, right? And so that's never beneficial, to set yourself above anybody else or to see yourself as less than other people. In value and worth, because we all have value, because we are created in the image of God. Who are you letting influence you? What are you noticing about your thought patterns after you're scrolling? And I will just say that, especially since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it was just a testament to how well curated my social media feeds are, because I wasn't seeing crazy negative stuff. And I really don't see crazy negative stuff, because I have just curated my feed, and I do see what I need to see, because I follow people that, if it's important, if it's something that I need to know about, I trust that the people that I follow, it's going to come up. I don't watch news. So if I see something in social media, I can go and do some research about the topic, but I don't sit down and watch news and have that feed coming into my brain. And just just a little note here. It is called a feed. When you're scrolling, that sounds, oh, I'm scrolling, I'm mindlessly scrolling. That sounds so benign, but it is a feed. Your brain is consuming the information and the images on whatever the screen is that you're looking at. You are feeding your brain, you are consuming it. That information is being disseminated inside of you. And so just like when we are on a health journey, we want to feed our bodies food that is energizing and nourishing and healthy, whole food. And we want to be really deliberate and intentional about what we eat and what we don't eat. And it's the same thing with our brains. What are you feeding your brain when you're mindlessly, we don't do anything mindlessly, scrolling through social media? You are feeding your brain. So just paying attention to that. How do I feel when I'm scrolling, and what accounts, like, do I kind of get a ugh when I see it, or I'm comparing myself against other people and I'm coming up short, or it's feeding my ego and my pride because I'm better than them. So just paying attention to all of that. Unfollow or mute accounts that stir envy, that you're like jealous. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be straight up honest with you. I have unfollowed people because they go on vacation a lot. And I'm like, I'm so happy for them. That is wonderful. And also, it makes me like, oh, I wish I could do that. It must be nice. Like all of that kind of comes up. So I unfollow. Sorry. Like, go on your vacation, post your pictures. I'm so happy for you. And also, I clearly need to work on my jealousy issues about people going on vacation. So jealousy, irritation, guilt, shame, and like not, I mean, I assume if you're listening to this, you're a Christian. I assume you love Jesus. If it's something that's like convicting, like, ooh, I need to think about that. Like not that, but like shaming, like it's shaming you, or you're feeling guilt because you're looking at something that you know is not healthy for you, does not glorify God. Unfollow, unfriend, mute, and then follow accounts intentionally. Follow accounts that are going to encourage you, build you up, challenge you, teach you things that are going to be beneficial for you in your life. So that inspire your growth, that are true, that are lovely and pure and admirable and praiseworthy, all of those things. So unfollow and mute, unfriend, depending on the platform. And when you unfriend somebody or unfollow somebody, it does not send a notification to them. You are fine. They're never even going to know. So it's fine. And set boundaries. Decide how often, how long, and let me just tell you, this is something we all need to work on, right? Like for email, how often do you want to check your email each day? I really like, and I'm not doing it right now, and I keep saying that it is a really good idea, and it's something that I would like to put back on my put back on my rules and regulations about social media. I don't know. But for a while I was doing a thing where, because I use my phone, I use social media for business to grow my coaching practice. And so I just pick up my phone and tap on Instagram so often. And so for a while I kind of made it a rule. So it's helpful to gamify things sometimes, that if I tapped into Instagram, before I did any just scrolling or checking my notifications or anything like that, I had to go intentionally find 5 posts or comments to engage with. So I had to engage with 5 posts or comments on posts before I could do any kind of scrolling. So I kind of gamified it a little bit. So that was one of the rules that I had. And I will get back to that. Turn off notifications. There are some people in my life that get notified of everything. Like their phone is going off all the time. And it's that alert thing that's always being on high alert, always being in tune to notifications on your phone. Like it increases the anxiety level in your body and tension. And even if you don't notice it, like it's there, right? Oh, it went off. It went off. I need to check it. What was it? What was it? So turn off those notifications. I mean, if you have to have anything, have I don't even know what they're called, the icon notifications that tells you, like, if you open your phone and look at the app, it'll tell you if there's notifications in the app. For me, some of mine have that, but not all of them. For me, it's like, if I want to see if there's notifications, I'm going to go into the app and check it. And these are my thoughts. Take it, leave it, consider it, whatever. I'm not trying to be the boss of you. I'm just sharing some helpful tips that could help to declutter your life. And in this, it's curate the digital information that you're allowing in. And kind of thinking about, like, when I put my phone down, how do I feel? Is it draining me, or is it encouraging, energizing, and spurring me on to be the person that I want to be? So that's your phone and social media and all of that good stuff. And then what are you listening to? What are you watching? Are you listening to and watching things that encourage you, inspire you, make you feel good? Or are you watching things that drain your energy, that inspire fear or rage or whatever? Like, is it feeding who you really want to be? Because if it's not feeding who you really want to be, then it's feeding the opposite of that, right? So does this content, the podcasts that I listen to, the books that I read, the music that I listen to, like, where is it directing my focus? We listen to music and that directs our focus. And I mean, I like several kinds of music. I'm not like eclectic or anything. I love me some Kenny Rogers and Garth Brooks, but I prefer to listen to worship music because that is directing my focus to God and who I want to be. So just paying attention. And I'm not about being, I don't want to say the word. Anyway, you take this information and use it as you desire. I'm just sharing the information with you. So does the input that I'm allowing into my ears, my eyes, my senses, does it build who I want to be? Or is it detracting away from that? Is it true and helpful? Does it align with the woman that I want to become, that I'm becoming? Choose music that calms you or uplifts your spirit rather than stirs anxiety. And you know what? Let's be honest. Sometimes we just want to feel sad, so we want to listen to some sad music, right? Or watch a sad movie so that you can just, like, get that catharsis of crying. And that's, just be intentional. Just do it intentionally. That's the thing. And if you're only watching or listening to things that detract from the person that you want to be, maybe find, an artist that you like and start and add that into your mix. Maybe choose a podcast that focuses on an area that you would like to grow, and add that into the rotation of podcasts that you listen to. Or if you only read fiction novels, maybe same thing, like decide there, I'm interested in this. I would like to improve this area of my life, and pick a book and read that will feed will feed that side of you. And I just want to say that we should not be scrolling when we get in bed. Just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Shouldn't be scrolling when we get into bed. And really, we should, like, scientifically, we shouldn't be on our technology for at least an hour before we go to bed. Do I do that? Of course not. Do I know that I should be doing that? Yes, I do. So let's work on it. Let's work on getting a little bit better and better, right? And remember Philippians 4:8, whatever is true, pure, noble, right, admirable, lovely. Think on these things. Are the things that I'm allowing into my brain, do they fit into that Philippians 4:8 description? Ouch, right? Let's see. Digital spaces. Creating order. Like, and it seems kind of silly, but really, like, when you turn on your computer and your desktop is like full of craziness, like, how nice would it feel to get some organization in there? Your email inbox. How nice would it be to have some kind of method of organization in your inbox? If it bothers you. If not, you do you. Deleting apps that kind of draw you in that you don't really want to do anymore. My husband is often deleting games off his phone, and then slowly sometimes he adds them back in and then deletes them back. So just being aware of it, intentional. What do you want to have in front of your face as often as you open your phone? Just a thought. And I just encourage you to be intentional about it. What do I want to how do I want to feel when I'm using digital products, social media? And, like, obviously we use computers and we use our phones for work. So what is going to be helpful? What helps me to be more productive in my work? What keeps me from being distracted when if I'm working on my phone or on my computer? What distractions are there that I can eliminate so that I can be more productive, so that when I'm working, I get my work done, and then I have more time to focus on the other things. And I don't have to keep working because I keep getting distracted. And I just encourage you, just be intentional. Go find those accounts that are bringing you angst when you're scrolling through social media, those people that say things. And there are people that I see and I'm like, just scroll. Don't, like, you, just because you have a thought about something that somebody posts doesn't mean you have to comment on it. And I don't comment on posts very often. And I'm very intentional about what I comment on. So I think that's the encouragement, is to just be intentional, clear, like, go at it as, I want to get rid of unnecessary clutter in my social media feed, in any of my digital input, because all of this digital, it's input, it's input, it's input. So how can you make it so that input is adding value to your life rather than sucking you of energy and encouraging you in a direction that you don't want to go? So that is my help, that is my input for you to curate what you're listening to, what you're looking at, and to create more peace and rest and restoration in your life. I hope that was helpful. I would love to hear what you think. If you have other tips, other things that have worked for you, I would love to hear those. If you want help in all of this area, decluttering your input, your life, ending the year rested and restored and energized for 2026, go on and schedule a Right Fit call. We can talk about how coaching can help you with whatever it is that you're wanting to work on. It's a 30-minute call, no pressure. I will let you know what it looks like to work with me, and we can talk about how coaching can help you. I pray that you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for joining me on the Christian Life Coach podcast. Remember that life coaching is life changing, one renewed thought at a time.